with you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a retake of a video that I actually filmed 2 weeks ago. So a couple disclaimers. The first one is this. This is not like truth and nothing but the truth. These are just my thoughts. These are my experiences, my observations, lessons that I believe I've learned, and I want to share that with you guys. The second thing is that I'm talking about love today, not because I'm an expert, not because I know everything about love, but like I said, it's something we all experience, so these are my lessons. But also it doesn't just have to do with romantic relationships. This is just love generally. So this is love with your partner, this is love with your friend, this is love with your family members. That said, we're gonna go straight into the video. So I have 5 points. I had made this chart between what I would call, for the sake of this video, healthy relationships versus unhealthy relationships. And I realized that in both situations, love cost us this similar things, but in a different way. So I hope this video makes sense to you. Okay, so the first thing is, hear me out. Whether you're in a healthy relationship or in an unhealthy relationship, love will cost you vulnerability. Like, you're gonna be vulnerable in any relationship you're in. If you're in a healthy relationship, the vulnerability will lead to security. But if you're in an unhealthy relationship, you may find that you're being vulnerable with this person, but it's not doing you any good. That in fact, it's costing you your vulnerability to the extent that you're experiencing lower self-esteem. Your confidence is on a low. You question yourself all the time. Maybe you entered this relationship pretty more or less confident about yourself. You didn't second guess yourself. You didn't second guess, your qualities, your characteristics, your personality. But you find yourself in this relationship being like, do I really talk a lot? Being like, am I sure I'm as pretty or as beautiful as I thought I was? So the second thing is pride. Whether or not you're in a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship, love will cost you pride. I've learned this in both a good and in a, tough love lesson kind of way. What I've learned, however, is that when you're in a healthy relationship, though love will cost you your pride, it's in such a way that you learn to be less prideful. Like, you find that your pride level decreases in this relationship, that you grow to be more selfless, or you learn to be more selfless. And it hurts, and it might be annoying, or it might be inconvenient, but it's a lesson well learned. It's like, I'm better because of this relationship. I'm better because I'm with this person, because I'm not as prideful as I used to be. This person helps me, being with this person, again, whether it's with your family or with your friends or with your significant other, it's teaching me to not just think about myself. And so you learn to be humble. You learn humility. However, in an unhealthy relationship, ironically, we're paying pride because it's costing us our pride, but we only become more prideful. Have you ever found that you'll be in a relationship that you think maybe not be a good one, and you find yourself growing even more defensive, growing even more offensive? You find yourself ready, kind of like a soldier in an army, ready to fight if and whensoever a war breaks out. You have all your facts straight. If they come to you with something, you have all your facts straight. So I wrote down, you become prideful as a defense mechanism. As this guard to say, you know what? And I think this goes back to the vulnerability point. Because I don't feel safe in this relationship, I'll protect myself in this relationship. I find in a healthy relationship, when love costs you your pride, because again, pride is like a puffed up self, right? You find that as you become less prideful and more selfless, you actually rest into who God has created you to be. And so there goes that security again. It's like you're paying the cost of pride, but it's a price you want to pay. It's a worthy purchase. It's a worthy cost. Whereas in an unhealthy relationship, it's costing you your pride, but maybe you find yourself not only always second guessing yourself, but trying to convince yourself of things. You try to convince yourself no, I'm right. I am right in this situation. I know he or she makes me feel otherwise, but no, I'm right? I'm right. The third thing love will cost you, no matter where you find yourself in your relationships, is your time and your money. And I've found that when you're in a good and in a healthy relationship, your time and your money are like an investment. It's something that you get something out of. Whereas when you're in an unhealthy relationship, all the time and all the money you're spending, if you look at it, you may say, man, this is like destruction. Like my time is being destroyed. You know, my money is being destroyed. And not only destruction, but when it comes to time, it's a distraction. Like, is this person a distraction to you? Like maybe you have found, you know, where God is taking you to be. So you're kind of resting in God's will for you and you're walking towards what that is. Whether it's a job you just got or gearing up to get a job. You might be in the, you know, application process, whether it's YouTube, whether it's ministry, whatever it is. And you find yourself like this person is kind of like a fly in the room, like a distraction that you kind of, I'm going to say it like this. You don't like the fact that you want them. You feel like it wasn't worth it. But you do it anyway because maybe if you're honest with yourself, you feel like, well, they're all I got. So, and they're familiar, they're comfortable. So I might as well just keep going with it. But maybe more so for like friendships and romantic relationships. Is this person simply a waste of your time and a waste of your money? Or is this someone with whom you spend your time, you spend your money, and you look back and you're like, that was worth it. Like, that was worth it. We have 2 more. The 4th one is a fight. Whether or not you're in a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship, and yes, I'm gonna keep saying that at every point there is because there's only 5, so get with it. Love is gonna cost you a fight. Look at Jesus. Like, look at our faith walk with him. It's a fight. And if it ain't a fight for you, dare I say you ain't walking it right. But when you're in a healthy relationship, I wrote down that you're willing to do the fight because you recognize it's a good fight. Like you're fighting for a good cause and there's victories. There's a track record of victories. To me, I honestly believe that's how you'll know when you're fighting a good fight in terms of a relationship or a friendship or even with family members. When you can actually look back at your history with this person and see progress. You can look back at your history with this person and see not cycles, you know, not like we had an issue, we got over it, then we had another issue and then we got over it. No, like not cycles, but progress. What this is a good thing. It's good for my life. It's good for his or her life. Now, perhaps in an unhealthy relationship, the fight is not a good fight. This is how I wrote it down. I wrote down, you're not willing to fight this fight, but you may say this is all you have. However, the same way that I believe in a healthy relationship, you will have a track record of progress and victories, of grace by grace and level by level and mountain by mountain. Perhaps if you look at your track record with this person and all you see is cycles, or all you see is innumerable amount of fights that simply just don't ever get resolved. Maybe they get pacified for the moment, but the issue doesn't actually get solved. Because maybe after the fight or after the breakup, you may get back together with this person and realize, or maybe you never broke up, maybe you're still with this person, you realize, that really wasn't solved though. Like I still feel the same way that I did when I addressed that issue with you. Like I still don't trust you. Like I still don't know if you was truthful when you told me you and her was nothing or you and him was nothing. But nothing gets better and nothing gets good. And whether you're with this person for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, even 7 years, I want you to look back at your start with this person and look at where you are now. Can you honestly say that as individuals and as maybe friends or a couple or sisters or brothers or, you know, a relationship between a mom and a daughter, are you guys better now than you used to be? And not just better as in, I mean, we still fight like crazy, but man, it's better, you know? No, I mean like, are you guys more patient now? Are you guys more kind? Are you doing a better job of not keeping a record of wrong? Like, are the issues that you guys had maybe when you first started, you know, dating or becoming friends or whatever the situation was, are they still issues now? Or was it like that was an issue for that season and we got over that, so now the challenges we have are like a upgraded level kind of challenges? Let me move on to the 5th point before I say what I was about to say. The 5th point is faith. And I know them be like, love cost me faith. Yeah, it does. Whether you're in a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship, love will cost you your faith. And let me explain why. And like I said, this video is from a Christian perspective. For me, I knew I was in a not good relationship when I had to compromise my faith in God. Let me say it like this. I find that often we want God's presence in our lives. We want his role in our life, and we want his will in our life in every area, especially the areas that benefit us the most. We want his favor in a career. We want his favor with scholarships and schools. We want his favor with wealth. But I believe that God is a holistic God. And if you want him, it has to be all of him. And if you want him in your life, you can't pick and choose the doors in your house. So your house kind of represents your life. You can't pick and choose the doors that he just isn't allowed to enter. Like, please, I want you to go through the job door. Oh my gosh, go through that scholarship door. Get in there and do your thing. But the relationships door, it's okay. I got this one. Thank you very much. I don't really want your principles, God. I don't really want you to tell me how this should work. I say that because I believe that love is what the Bible defines it as. This verse. And I've decided in my life, after everything that I've experienced, that if love in my life, if it doesn't look like this, I'm not sure I want it. Actually, I'm sure I don't want it. When it's a healthy relationship, love will cost you your faith. But what I mean by that is it will cost you kind of like a challenge and a discipline, but in a good way. You're challenged and you're disciplined to grow closer to God. You're challenged and you're disciplined to endure and hold fast to faith, meaning faith in him, to kind of see you and your relationship with this person through, because it won't be easy. And even in good or healthy or godly relationships, there are gonna be flaws. There are gonna be battles that are gonna make you feel like, Lord have mercy, I do not want to be in this relationship. But in fact, it will be your faith in God that keeps you in that relationship. Why? Because it's a good fight. Why? Because the vulnerability will lead to security. Why? Because no matter what you could say about how you feel right now, when you look back at your track record, you see battles won. You see victories had. So in a sense, yeah, I don't know if I'm saying it right. I want to talk like Sarah J. Roberts. She's like, I hope I can say it how I feel it. But it's like maybe an unhealthy and a healthy relationship would look similar to you. But it takes discernment and seeking God to be able to identify, is this healthy or is this unhealthy? Because both will cost you pride. Both will cost you faith. Both will cost you vulnerability. Both will cost you your time and your money. Both will cost you a fight. But God, what do you say about this? And I think that's what we're missing, guys. In all of our relationships, family, romantic, and friendships, we might be missing the intervention of God because we simply do not ask him to intervene. We don't welcome him in that area. We don't pray together. Do you pray with your significant other about the things you guys are battling through? Do you pray with your friend? You know, and again, I know this is like, there's levels to this. It depends on the person. I don't know, maybe your relationship with your mom or dad is super toxic and praying with them is like the last thing you trying to want to do. Maybe y'all aren't there yet. So like, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, pray about it, and see if maybe God is saying something to you from anything that I am saying. But the point is, all I'm trying to say is invite God, whatever that means to you and for you in your relationships, invite God in it. Let him guide it. It will take faith. It will take patience. It will take time. Situations will have to unfold. He may not come to you in a dream that night, or he may. Or he may say, you know what, this is actually going to be like a matter of 3 months, or a matter of 6 months, or a matter of 2 years for me to unfold this situation so my whole and complete will can be fulfilled. I find like, and again, this goes with the point of faith, when into healthy relationship, there is an expected end. There is a like, I can see where we're going with this. I can see where maybe God has a purpose for this relationship. I can see where this relationship has purpose. When it comes to an unhealthy relationship, it will cost you your faith, honey. I know this. I'm not preaching to y'all something I didn't live. It will cost you your faith. You will stray from God. That's just the fact. If you find that this friendship with this person or this relationship with this person is taking you away from God, maybe you used to pray all the time. Maybe you used to be in your Bible. Maybe you used to be about Bible study. Maybe you used to be about church. But maybe when you start hanging out with this person or dating this person, church stopped becoming a thing. They don't go to church, so maybe you just could watch it online, and then that turned into, well, once I get it every now and then, I'm sure I'm getting a word. And it's not even just about the religious obligation of go to church and pray. Those things develop our faith. The same way that going to the gym develops your strength. The same way that going to work develops your salary. The same way you have to put effort into every other area in your life to develop it. You can't just leave it alone and expect it to grow or even be sustained. It's the same thing with our spiritual lives. Like, you can't expect to grow in your relationship with God but reject church and reject reading the Bible, reject Bible study, reject fasting, reject paying your tithes. Like, these are things that are to the very essence of these things. They're measures of discipline. But essentially, you don't see that this thing is going anywhere good. Your friendship with this person is just continued cycles. Your relationship with this person is just continued cycles. And I think I'm going to leave family out of this because, again, I think that's a whole separate issue, even though it relates to some of the points I made. So guys, that was the video. That was on my heart for the past couple weeks because I saw this and I was like, wait, I didn't do a video on it. I tried to like make a post to put on Instagram, but I was like, I don't think if I don't explain this may not make sense to people. This is not a truth or false kind of video. It's just thoughts for thought, my thoughts for your thought. I hope it blesses you though, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.